I'm going to stick my neck out with half an idea and I invite feedback. My thesis is this. There are many cities for whom managing investments is simply unknown and they don't have the time or the expertise to start. And there are cities that need to train internally but don't have the roadmap. I'd like to develop the baby steps for any city, special district, or county to get started, restarted, or perpetuate good investment management. Maybe you, like me, use personal finance examples to illustrate what we do in government. So I thought taking the Dave Ramsey baby step model and adapting it to government would be a good start. And to tell you the truth, it only gets me to step 2. Instead of saving $1,000, I thought, why not save $1,000,000? And I think there's a clear parallel to paying off debt, except for mortgage type debt. And we normally keep 2 months' expenses in our general funds fund balance. We normally keep adequate cash in checking for AP and payroll. Beyond that, though, cities which are perpetual in nature don't really deal with retirement programs and such, and stewardship of taxpayer money, despite the optics of state and federal grants and spending, just can't be given away. And we aren't pursuing wealth. So here's my first iteration of a 7-step program. It does start with saving a little and paying off debt, and that's as far as today's video will really go. I list these, give it more thought, and I'll talk to others. I really hope someone will comment below and offer some dialogue. I do intend to develop this idea further in my upcoming videos. Pause, maybe screenshot this if you like, and let's see where this goes. As soon as you have $1,000,000, you have to deal with a problem. Checking accounts are insured by FDIC to $250,000, and a city's money is no different. Depending on your state, your bank has to collateralize your cash, or there's some other arrangement. The good news is you don't have to start from scratch. Cities everywhere have already thought this through. Here are 2 excerpts from 2 investment policies, one from Texas, one from Washington. It is important that you know your state laws, and it's important that your investment policy provide the answer to your citizens and your governing body. You may have to explore neighboring cities and copy theirs. In Texas, their Public Funds Investment Act requires banks to have eligible securities, which are typically backed by the federal government in the amount of 102% of their deposits. Washington has a 50% statewide requirement and cooperative bank coverage if one bank fails. You can't copy these if you're in a different state, but the concept is the same. Taxpayer money in a bank needs to be backstopped with something so it's not at risk. So where do you put your $1,000,000? Consider these 3 options. If you put it in your bank account, it's insured up to $250,000, then it may rely on the bank's creditworthiness. But more probably, it's backed by the collateral the bank has, which is still backed by the U.S. federal government. The risk to you is whether you know for sure in your case. Let's say you purchase a U.S. Treasury note. In that case, your money is for sure backed up by the U.S. federal government. And thirdly, you could put your $1,000,000 in your local government investment pool. If I had to guess, that pool is invested in treasuries and agencies, which again are backed by the federal government. However, there could be some corporate credit debt instruments, and you should know whether those are rated AAA or AA or whatever. Again, find out your local situation. The purpose of me telling you this is for you to know where to look and what to look into. Good stewardship requires that you consider where to put taxpayer money. Safety comes first, and we've talked about that. Liquidity is second in importance, which means a sufficient checking account balance. Third, you need to seek to get a reasonable return. Normally, yield is the return we get for taking risks. Single A investments pay more than AAA investments, rewarding risk. Longer-term CDs generally pay more than shorter-term CDs for the same reason, rewarding the risk of future reinvestment uncertainty and the loss of the use of your money for longer. However, investing long-term can actually reduce risk if you're putting it in treasuries and your safety and liquidity are taken care of. Step 2, the next hurdle to getting started being able to invest, I think, is paying off debt. We shouldn't be investing if we're paying credit card interest for groceries, and the same is true for governments. We don't incur debt for accounts payable and payroll, that's obvious, but consider debts such as vehicles or road projects that we could just as easily pay cash for every single year. Paying as we go makes sense for spending that we do every single year. So extinguish that kind of debt before investing. Mortgage type debt, such as for water treatment plants, city halls, maintenance facilities, we're talking buildings and assets with very long lives that we only do one time every 20 years or so. In further videos, here's where I expect to go. Before we can invest, I think we should have money saved that we can invest. We should pay off non-mortgage type debt. We should do a 5-year trend so you see historically the deepest dips in cash so we don't invest too much, and we should forecast into the future. We should talk to our public works directors and our city managers to reveal future big cash needs. We should also consider surprises such as natural disasters, which cities have no excuse but to be prepared for. If you're in a city that doesn't know how to invest, I bet you need to fix your investment policy, and that deserves some basic guidance. Lastly, there's banking, brokers, and safekeeping that needs to be set up. And then while you're ready, you need a game plan, and I plan to explain the most fundamental way to get started. But for now, I'm looking for input from colleagues, and it's my hope to contribute to a simple roadmap for those who are just now thinking about starting. I hope this video has given you at least one idea you can use. Help me seek the good of others if you have comments or suggestions. Our success lies in helping others succeed. This video aims to help you because it's your efforts that will contribute to the success of your city and make it a better place. Thanks for watching.